Hey everybody, time to celebrate. It is day number 30 of the 1, 2, 3 draw challenge. And today we are doing a delicious treat that is hopefully going to be good to eat. So we are going to draw this cupcake that I baked. And maybe somebody will eat it, but I'm not going to eat that cupcake. So here we have a finished drawing that we did earlier today with my class, and you can see that we, looked at the cupcake, and I had a nice muffin top cupcake, so you can see how this edge kind of billows over the edge of the cupcake paper, and we've got a shadow on the floor. I thought this was a pretty easy drawing, so for day 30, I wanted to make it simple and sweet and fun. So after today, it's going to be mystery day of drawing, where every day I am going to do a new drawing based on what the kids comment and tell me to draw. So it should be interesting. All right, so let's get started for day 30. And we're going to begin in the middle of the paper and right about here. So I want to have room for the icing and room for the paper. So right in the middle, I'm going to draw a muffin top oval. So it's just an oval. It can be sketchy and scratchy because we're going to erase some of it anyway. So just make it as nice as you want. And since it's going to be a muffin top, I'm going to kind of make it come down a little bit on the edges there. All right, doesn't have to be perfect. See, it's uneven. A baked item could be very imperfect. All right, now I'm going to make the sides of the cupcake paper. They're very straight and they're very perfect because a machine made them. So we are going to try to be a little bit more precise on this portion. At the bottom, and make it as big as you want it to be. So if you want it to be a tall cupcake, that's fine. We'll curve this slightly. Now we're going to do some math, and we're going to split this in half. So since it's made by a machine, these lines are very even. So we're going to try to make some even lines. So that's cut in half. Now we'll cut this piece in half. I'm going to slant slightly in that spot too, just a slight slant. And then we'll split all these lines. Now, if you wanted to cheat and say that this is enough lines, you can. But when I look at the real cupcake paper, these are probably split even one more time. But I don't feel like making all those lines, so I'm not. So instead, I'm just going to go on top of these lines and make them with some distinct, deep, dark crevices. And I'm not worrying about see, I didn't go over that one perfectly. I'm not going to worry about that at all because I'm going to do some blending on top of them. And those lighter lines will actually serve a good purpose. And I'm going to make this edge dark too. I'm going to come back to the shadow at the bottom of it, but while I'm here, I'll just go ahead and make this nice dark edge. Now I'm going to use a blender. And the reason I want to use a blender is because I'm going to be going on this thin edge. So if you don't have a blender, I've told you 100 times, get a piece of paper and fold it up. Paper towel works good too because it's soft, but you want to fold it until you get a corner. All right, so now I'm going to go down that shadow, up and down. So you see how the dark line stays there, but it also drags around some of that smeared edge. So you could do this with color pencil too, so you could decorate your cupcake paper to have a color. It doesn't have to be a silver cupcake liner, right? I've seen all different kinds of cupcake papers. So with flowers on them and stripes on them and polka dots. And you could keep it simple. Or you could go the extra mile with your color pencils and really make this have some detail. All right, so in reality, up here, the top of it is going to have like a curve, like a smiley face. So I might see some of it here and there, but once I get to about here, the muffin top kind of starts hanging over it, and I'm going to not do any more. I'll just do those couple of spots. All right, so in here, I'm going to give those an extra dark shadow above to make it look like you could there's something that you could actually slide down in there, like it's peeling away from the cupcake slightly. And now we're going to start on the top part, which is the icing. And this also doesn't have to be very perfect because it's icing and I can see mine melting as I'm talking. So I'm going to make a line that comes above, hovers above, like I'm going to make a second oval, and then I'm going to come under. Then I'm going to make another one. So see how it's like kind of like a letter C or a U on its side? I'm going to make another one. And then my last one. And then while I'm up here, I'm going to make that blueberry. Nice circle. Now, if you don't want to do a blueberry, you could do a cherry. All right, so I'm trying to make that circle. Kind of reminds me of when we did the earth. Like we really wanted it to be circular. Now I'm going to make one half of it extra dark. So this half's going to be like the crescent moon. But right in the center, I'm going to make a star. So this star is going to be like the letter A. And now I'm going to take this part and bring it down and over. This is real life. When I look at the center of the cupcake blueberry there, do you see the little star that's in the center of that blueberry? That's really how it is. So I am going to make this a nice star and make it dark. And if it's a little bit rounder on the edges, that's normal. And now I'm going to just color it very lightly all across, because this is going to be darker than that icing. The icing is going to be white, so I'm not going to do very much to the icing at all. All right, I want to give my edge some sharpness now so that it looks intentionally darkened. And I'm just going to use my finger and blend that. Around here, I'm going to put little dots just to make it look like that is a real blueberry. Now, the top part of the blueberry, I want to be lighter because that's where the light is shining on. So I'm just going to go over and lighten that up slightly. Now let's work our way back with the icing. So I'm going to start under the blueberry and kind of come down a little. Now I'm going to do the same thing I was doing before, but I'm going to get bigger every time. Bigger every time. And now let these two go together. Now it looks see-through because I can still see the original muffin top. So I want to start erasing some of that. Get that off of there. Anything that you feel like looks like it was overlapping, I can always go back and erase out things and shadow them. So now I'm going to bring this around, and some lines got erased there. You can't really mess up the icing. All I'm going to do for the icing is use the blender and soften the lines. So this will just make them look just slightly softer so that they're not so harsh, because this is a fluffy object. We wouldn't want it to have that stiff look to it. Okay, we'll bring this line around. And now we're going to move on to the cake part. This is another part where you have liberty to change the color, you know. You could make a strawberry cake. You could make a lemon cake, a chocolate cake. There are so many different kinds of flavors and colors of cake that you could do whatever you want. So I'm going to just darken mine. And I'm not making it too dark. I don't want it to look like it was a chocolate cupcake. I want it to look like maybe it was just a vanilla, which it is. There's actually a pineapple and blueberry slice inside of the cupcake that I baked. So they're pineapple blueberry surprise. Smudge with my finger, and we are on the last step. Now let's just make this an extra dark shadow, since this is the sitting on top of that object, and make, you know, always our final step is to reinforce lines that we know are supposed to be sharp edges. Now we'll put the shadow. Now the shadow could shine from here over. So I'm going to make some of it on this side and some of it on that side. And then I'll kind of make a little misformed shape, like maybe that was the shadow of the icing up top. And then I'm going to lay my pencil on its side and just go light. Little tornadoes will give you a gentle darkness without getting too dark too quickly. And my last thing is just smearing with my finger. Okay, we are finished. If you would like to add some color to your creation, this is merely a purple color pencil that I colored very dark with, center, and then I colored over it with white. The white color pencil really blends things in. It doesn't really turn things white, but it does make them look smooth. Down here, I did brown, and I colored very, very lightly with the brown. And then again, I took my white color pencil and pressed very hard and made it look more creamy. And that's that for our 30-day challenge. If you like to come back more tomorrow for 1, 2, 3 draw, I'm not sure what we'll be drawing, but I'm sure you're going to give me a challenge. So we'll see tomorrow. Best wishes. Have a great day.